Iqbal has been honored by the presidents of Pakistan with Hilal-e-Imtiaz, Sitara-e-Imtiaz, Tamgha-e-Imtiaz for his untiring service to Pakistan in the area of science and technology. Dr. Iqbal is currently heading Comstech as Coordinator General.
This is a short introduction to Comstech. For detailed activities, please visit www.comstech.org. The beautiful building of Comstech headquarters is located at Constitutional Avenue, right opposite of the Prime Minister's office and Supreme Court of Pakistan, in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, one of the most beautiful capital cities of the world. Comstech building consists upon 6 floors and 2 basements. It is divided into 2 parts, one for secretarial and R&D activities and the other for boarding and lodging. Secretarial portion. The secretarial portions have 3 dedicated floors for R&D activities like seminars, conferences, and workshops. There are state-of-the-art lecture rooms and IT labs and refreshment corners on these floors. Two floors are dedicated to secretarial staff offices. At rooftop, there is a beautiful garden overlooking the Margla Hills with crystal dining hall. Boarding and lodging area. The other side of the building is dedicated to boarding and lodging. It consists upon 30 rooms with single and double bed options available, along with leisure areas and a small gym, while a cafeteria is located at the ground floor. Comstech Auditorium is one of the best in the capital city with over 235 seating capacity. It is equipped with state-of-the-art audio and video recording systems. It has large projection screen displays. It has 2 adjacent entrances to ease congestion, enough room for media persons, reporters, and cameramen. Comstech Auditorium have separate soundproof rooms for interpretation equipped with the latest technologies. It also has attached 2 separate meeting rooms for sideline meetings and a large indoor space for dining and refreshments. This is a best place to organize seminars, conferences, exhibitions, and like activities. Being in the center of capital city, Comstech enjoys an added advantage of being highly secured. The Comstech headquarters building is equipped with the best technologies currently available. It has central heating and cooling system, 24 hours internet connectivity, video conferencing facility, electricity backup system, fire alarm system, dedicated well-equipped conference rooms, meeting rooms, lecture halls, and IT labs, and after all, a highly dedicated and cooperative team. For further details, feel free to visit Comstech website at www.comstech.org. Comstech, the Ministerial Standing Committee on Scientific and Technological Cooperation of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, was established by the 3rd Islamic Summit of OIC held at Makkah, Saudi Arabia in January 1981. The President of Pakistan is Chairman of Comstech. The structure of the Comstech consists upon the General Assembly, Executive Committee, General Secretariat, and Comstech Secretariat. The President of Pakistan chairs Comstech as ex officio chairman and the Prime Minister as the co-chairman. Comstech General Assembly is composed of all the member states of the OIC represented by the Ministers of Science and Technology or other nominated representatives. the Secretary General of OIC, and the Coordinator General of Comstech. The chairman nominates member states for the executive committee for a 4-year term. The Coordinator General is the Chief Executive Officer of Comstech Secretariat, who is assisted by the advisors and other required staff. Comstech is situated in Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. The mandate of Comstech is to strengthen cooperation among OIC member states in science and technology and enhance their capabilities through training in emerging areas, undertake follow-up actions and implementations of resolutions of the OIC Summit, and to draw up programs and submit proposals designed to increase the capability of the Muslim countries in science and technology. The ultimate aim is to build and nourish a scientific culture in addition to using science and technology as a major contributor to socio-economic development and rapid industrialization. The objectives of Comstech include assessment of human and material resources of member states and identification of scientific and technological needs and requirements of the Ummah. Building indigenous capabilities of member states in the fields of science and technology through cooperation and mutual assistance. Enhancement of cooperation and coordination in scientific and technological fields amongst the OIC member states with a view to achieving collective competence in science and technology for solutions of the problems of the OIC member states. And creation of an effective institutional structure for planning, research, development, and monitoring of scientific and technological activities at national, regional, and international levels. Comstech works in close collaboration with OIC institutions, member states, and their scientific and technological institutions, and also works with international organizations. Comstech has established Islamic World Academy of Sciences in Amman, Jordan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Space Sciences and Technology in Karachi, Pakistan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Water Resources Development and Management in Amman, Jordan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Oceanography in Izmir, Turkey, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Tropical Medicine in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Information Technology in Islamabad, Pakistan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Biosaline Agriculture in Dubai, UAE, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Virtual Universities in Tehran, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Science and Technology Parks in Rasht, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Nanotechnology in Tehran, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Environment in Khartoum, Sudan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Veterinary Science Research in Khartoum, Sudan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Renewable Energy Resources in Niamey, Niger, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology in Cairo, Egypt.
Comstech has been headed by distinguished scientists of Pakistan with international repute since its inception. Dr. M.A. Qazi was the first Coordinator General of Comstech and served from 1988 to 1996. Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman led Comstech from 1996 to 2012. During Dr. Atta's tenure, among many other distinctive achievements, Comstech got a state-of-the-art building, headquarters of Comstech situated on Constitution Avenue, Islamabad. Professor Dr. Javed Laqari and Dr. Tariq Banori have served Comstech with additional charge of Coordinator General. Dr. Shaukat Hamid Khan, a physicist, remained Coordinator General of Comstech for 4 years, from 2014 to 2018. In April 2020, H.E. Dr. Arif Alvi, President of Pakistan, appointed Professor Dr. M. Iqbal Chaudhry, a renowned scientist of Pakistan in the field of medicinal chemistry, as Coordinator General Comstech. Dr. Iqbal has been honored by the Presidents of Pakistan with Halal-e-Imtiaz, Sitara-e-Imtiaz, Tamgha-e-Imtiaz for his untiring service to Pakistan in the area of science and technology. Dr. Iqbal is currently heading Comstech as Coordinator General.
This is a short introduction to Comstech. For detailed activities, please visit www.comstech.org. The beautiful building of Comstech headquarters is located at Constitutional Avenue, right opposite of the Prime Minister's office and Supreme Court of Pakistan, in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, one of the most beautiful capital cities of the world. Comstech building consists upon 6 floors and 2 basements. It is divided into 2 parts, one for secretarial and R&D activities and the other for boarding and lodging. Secretarial portion. The secretarial portions have 3 dedicated floors for R&D activities like seminars, conferences, and workshops. There are state-of-the-art lecture rooms and IT labs and refreshment corners on these floors. Two floors are dedicated to secretarial staff offices. At rooftop, there is a beautiful garden overlooking the Margla Hills with crystal dining hall. Boarding and lodging area. The other side of the building is dedicated to boarding and lodging. It consists upon 30 rooms with single and double bed options available, along with leisure areas and a small gym, while a cafeteria is located at the ground floor. Comstech Auditorium is one of the best in the capital city with over 235 seating capacity. It is equipped with state-of-the-art audio and video recording systems. It has large projection screen displays. It has 2 adjacent entrances to ease congestion, enough room for media persons, reporters, and cameramen. Comstech Auditorium have separate soundproof rooms for interpretation equipped with the latest technologies. It also has attached 2 separate meeting rooms for sideline meetings and a large indoor space for dining and refreshments. This is a best place to organize seminars, conferences, exhibitions, and like activities. Being in the center of capital city, Comstech enjoys an added advantage of being highly secured. The Comstech headquarters building is equipped with the best technologies currently available. It has central heating and cooling system, 24 hours internet connectivity, video conferencing facility, electricity backup system, fire alarm system, dedicated well-equipped conference rooms, meeting rooms, lecture halls, and IT labs, and after all, a highly dedicated and cooperative team. For further details, feel free to visit Comstech website at www.comstech.org. Comstech, the Ministerial Standing Committee on Scientific and Technological Cooperation of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, was established by the Third Islamic Summit of OIC held at Makkah, Saudi Arabia in January 1981. The President of Pakistan is Chairman of Comstech. The structure of the Comstech consists upon the General Assembly, Executive Committee, General Secretariat, and Comstech Secretariat. The President of Pakistan chairs Comstech as ex officio chairman and the Prime Minister as the co-chairman. Comstech General Assembly is composed of all the member states of the OIC represented by the Ministers of Science and Technology or other nominated representatives, the Secretary General of OIC and the Coordinator General of Comstech. The chairman nominates member states for the Executive Committee for a 4-year term. The Coordinator General is the Chief Executive Officer of Comstech Secretariat, who is assisted by the advisors and other required staff. Comstech is situated in Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. The mandate of Comstech is to strengthen cooperation among OIC member states in science and technology and enhance their capabilities through training in emerging areas, undertake follow-up actions and implementations of resolutions of the OIC summit, and to draw up programs and submit proposals designed to increase the capability of the Muslim countries in science and technology. The ultimate aim is to build and nourish a scientific culture in addition to using science and technology as a major contributor to socio-economic development and rapid industrialization. The objectives of comstech include assessment of human and material resources of member states and identification of scientific and technological needs and requirements of the Ummah. Building indigenous capabilities of member states in the fields of science and technology through cooperation and mutual assistance. Enhancement of cooperation and coordination in scientific and technological fields amongst the OIC member states with a view to achieving collective competence in science and technology for solutions of the problems of the OIC member states. And creation of an effective institutional structure for planning, research, development, and monitoring of scientific and technological activities at national, regional, and international levels. Comstech works in close collaboration with OIC institutions, member states, and their scientific and technological institutions, and also works with international organizations. Comstech has established Islamic World Academy of Sciences in Amman, Jordan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Space Sciences and Technology in Karachi, Pakistan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Water Resources Development and Management in Amman, Jordan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Oceanography in Izmir, Turkey, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Tropical Medicine in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Information Technology in Islamabad, Pakistan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Biosaline Agriculture in Dubai, UAE, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Virtual Universities in Tehran, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Science and Technology Parks in Rasht, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Nanotechnology in Tehran, Iran, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Environment in Khartoum, Sudan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Veterinary Science Research in Khartoum, Sudan, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Renewable Energy Resources in Niamey, Niger, Comstech Inter-Islamic Network on Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology in Cairo, Egypt.
Comstech has been headed by distinguished scientists of Pakistan with international repute since its inception. Dr. M.A. Qazi was the first Coordinator General of Comstech and served from 1988 to 1996. Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman led Comstech from 1996 to 2012. During Dr. Atta's tenure, among many other distinctive achievements, Comstech got a state-of-the-art building, headquarters of Comstech situated on Constitution Avenue, Islamabad. Professor Dr. Javed Lagari and Dr. Tariq Banori have served Comstech with additional charge of Coordinator General. Dr. Shaukat Hamid Khan, a physicist, remained Coordinator General of Comstech for 4 years, from 2014 to 2018. In April 2020, H.E. Dr. Arif Alvi, President of Pakistan, appointed Professor Dr. M. Iqbal Chaudhry, a renowned scientist of Pakistan in the field of medicinal chemistry, as Coordinator General Comstech. Dr. Iqbal has been honored by the Presidents of Pakistan with Halal-e-Imtiaz, Sitara-e-Imtiaz, Tamgha-e-Imtiaz for his untiring service to Pakistan in the area of science and technology. Dr. Iqbal is currently heading Comstech as Coordinator General.
This is a short introduction to Comstech. For detailed activities, please visit www.comstech.org. The beautiful building of Comstech headquarters is located at Constitutional Avenue, right opposite of the Prime Minister's office and Supreme Court of Pakistan, in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, one of the most beautiful capital cities of the world. Comstech building consists upon 6 floors and 2 basements. It is divided into 2 parts, one for secretarial and R&D activities and the other for boarding and lodging.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. I would request Miss Ismat Kul Khattak and Mr. Akhtar Bugyo to join us on the podium.
We have some foreign guests also.
Musharraf sir.
Countries. There is not really travel from
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, dignitaries, and participants. We welcome you all to the advanced training course on Halal products testing laboratories. So we'll start off formally with tilawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار خلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم
Jazakallah. Now I would request for the opening remarks to Professor Dr. Saeed Ghulam Musharraf, who has been working very hard for compiling all the speakers and lining up all the speakers for this wonderful event. Dr. Musharraf.
Thank you, Haris. Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Excellency, Mr. Shibli Faraz, Federal Minister, Science and Technology, Pakistan. Excellency, Professor Dr. M. Iqbal Chaudhary, Coordinator General, Comstech, and my beloved teacher. Excellency, Mr. Akhtar Bhogio Saab, Director General, Pakistan Halal Authority. Excellency, Mr. Ishan Ovid, Secretary General, CIMIC. Excellency, Ms. Ismat Gul Khatter, Director General, PNAC. Distinguished participants, speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. And I think good afternoon to those who are connected with the different time zone of the world. It's indeed an honor for me to deliver opening remarks at the inaugural ceremony of an advanced course that how to establish a testing laboratory for halal, which is organized by Comstech in collaboration with PNAC and the International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences. Being a Muslim, we all are familiar with word halal, but since last 2 decades, the word halal is emerged as a brand, which means that a name of quality, a name of safety and hygiene, a name of trust. As a result, prices of those products which have halal logo has drastically increased and declared as a full business, halal business. At the same time, there is a need and a niche of laboratories who are capable to detect substances of unhygienic nature, substances that are forbidden by Islam. So, with this course, which you are going to have in next 3 days, is offering you a kind of complete package by which you can learn the different aspects of halal testing laboratory, including the accreditation protocols and procedures, testing of porcine-related molecules, testing of emerging non-halal contaminants, both in food and non-food items, and the Sharia aspects of related to halal. So these lectures will be delivered by the eminent speakers and scholars all over the world. Addition to lectures, participants will have an online demonstration of testing protocols particularly related to DNA, porcine DNA detection and lard detection. Excellency Minister, I'm pleased to inform you, sir, that in this program we have received overwhelmed response from all over the world. Over 800 participants are participating through online, and we have over 80 participants participating physically. And we hope that this course would be beneficial to all of you and at least give you a glimpses that how you can start a halal testing laboratory. So with this, I'm very thankful to all of you and wish you a very productive and fruitful stay ahead. Assalamu alaikum and Pakistan Zindabad.
Salam.
Thank you, Doctor, for the introduction. Now I will request His Excellency Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhary for his welcome address. He's the Coordinator General Comstech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Excellency Minister Mahtaram Shibli Faraz Sahab, my very dear sister Dr. Asmat, Mr. Akhtar Bhokyo, representing Pakistan Halal Authority, and online our very dear brother Professor Dr. Hassan Ovo, who's representing CIMIC, and CIMIC is the Inter-Islamic Organization for Standards and Metrology. It is the organization responsible of setting standards for the entire Muslim countries for the OIC region. So this event is important, as has been said by Dr. Musharraf. And the idea of moving into this direction came from a very detailed discussion with Dr. Asmat. And then we have discussed that this is one niche in which our institution have actually achieved excellence. And it is a time for us to showcase the competency of our institution to the world and carve a niche for their excellence in the global marketplace of accreditation. We're very pleased that our Honorable Minister is with us. He's extremely focused. We want to do things which are doable. And through my last two meetings, I have this overwhelming feeling that he's really focused to do things in a manner which is compatible, doable, and which benefit Pakistan, both in short term, medium term, and long term. So, sir, your presence is extremely important. It is encouraging for organizers. It is encouraging for participants, some 800 of them from different time zones, and some are physically present here. So it's a very important event, as presented by Musharraf, that there are various aspects of it. It is an event which embedded with various expertise. So halal certification, halal standards and accreditation is an interdisciplinary field. We need to have Sharia experts, we have industrial representation, we need to have technical experts, and of course, very importantly, representation of certification and accreditation bodies. And together, they all form one holistic approach to promote halal industries and halal product, which is according to the Islamic tenets and also internationally accepted. Halal business is booming, about 20% over annual growth rate. And this is the reason why non-Muslim countries seems to be more interested in this business than the Muslim countries. You would be surprised to know that many of the large halal certification bodies are not in the Muslim countries. One of the oldest organizations which is doing lots of research and development is in Thailand. There are about 21 such organizations internationally accredited in Australia, several in New Zealand, and many more countries of the world. It is only a few in the Muslim world, and we have moved forward very rapidly. So I would say that we have performed very well. We established Pakistan National Accreditation Council a long time ago, and that played an extremely important role in introducing standards in Pakistan. was given the responsibility of promote laboratories to the next phase by accreditation. And then with the emergence of Pakistan Halal Authority, now we have a full-fledged system to help our industries in a very profound manner. Now with the new mandate of comstech, which is focused on technologies and skills which benefit commercial activities, commercialization, employability, education, and skill, we have been carrying out lots of activities which are relevant to skill development and capacity building in fields which are not conventional, broad-based, hardcore basic science, but mainly related to application side. Excellency, you'll be pleased to know that many institutions in Pakistan have achieved high level of competence in this fast emerging field. For example, the International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences of Pakistan has helped KISR, which is Kuwait National Institute of Scientific Research, to establish the first halal product testing lab in Kuwait through a project funded by the Islamic Development Bank. ICCBS is also conducting research in differentiating zabiha and non-zabiha meat, which is a great challenge in halal testing. And they have identified various biomarkers of pain. So there are a lot of different development took place. Then this whole challenge of credibly testing GMOs, which we are importing in large quantities, was a challenge which has been met successfully. Comstech and PNAC have chalked out a plan to showcase cumulative experience and excellent capabilities of Pakistan through showcasing capacity building and moving forward to the other region of the OIC, especially Africa and Central Asia. Comstech was established in 1981 by the Islamic Summit in Makkatul Mukarramah. At that time, our President, General Ziaul Haq, wanted to have this organization for Pakistan. I think there was a vision involved, and he said, we would like to have an organization of OIC system which is apolitical nature. Science and technology has nothing to do with the politics, and it is cross-boundary. And because of that, we work with all countries of the world despite all political differences and other. So we work closely with many institutions of the OIC system, and our primary mandate is to have to serve as the observatory of science and technology innovation in 56 member states, to determine their scientific needs and to develop inter-Islamic cooperation to meet those needs. In this context, Comstech has been working together with many institutions, and despite problem with the mobility and numerous challenges, we were able to do lots of very important activities in last 1 year. I'd like to mention that we have initiated Africa Engage program. So this year alone, 4 countries of West Africa, which are least developed countries, we are conducting large-scale activities in the field of ophthalmology, biotechnology, neurocritical care, and developing centers of excellence in the field of advanced agriculture in Gambia. So there are 4 countries in Africa program. We have launched a large scholarship scheme and develop a consortium of excellence so people can apply for research fellowships. And a lot of them can come to various institutions of Pakistan and other Muslim countries. The objective of these activities are to showcase the best of Pakistani talent, because Pakistan has excelled in many disciplines, and this is a time for us to tell people that this country is not about what you see on CNN. This country is about lots of culture, lots of diversity, lots of talent and intellect, and excellence in education and research and development. So there are numerous programs, and I don't really want to take much of your time of listing this long list of programs. But the key theme of this event is extremely relevant to the industrial development of the country, as well as OIC member states. So there is a general interest all over. There is a growing importance of halal certification in the entire Muslim world and other part of the world. In the world of complex supply chain, where we get the chemicals from different sources, largely manufactured in the non-Muslim countries, it becomes extremely important to develop credible laboratories capable of testing them in nanomolar quantities. So this capacity is extremely important. And for that, the objective of this workshop, this course, is to develop capacity in developing research and development laboratories in the field of halal testing. Halal logo and seal, as has been mentioned, carries lots of value, but at the same time, it is a great challenge, because if there is a credibility loss, and if the negative perception is created of the laboratories and accreditation system, then we lose the business forever. Therefore, it is important that we move forward with great care and sincerity. And this is one important objective, that we would all like to develop our capacity in a holistic manner, in intersectorial manner. As I mentioned, that advanced training course has three components. First, to define what halal certification means in the context of complex global supply chain. Second, to impart training on the establishment of research and development laboratories. And third, most important one, is how to get the accreditation through internationally certified bodies. And all three components are extremely important, because only then you will be able to provide this necessary certification which is globally accepted. Comstech, being OIC's central instrument for science and technology-based advancement, is playing a pivotal role. It is the strongest intergovernment organization which Pakistan hosts, with 56 member states and one Palestine as an extremely important member. It has a footprint in 4 continents and 57 geographical locations. Our central role in this implementation is properly trained human resources, which is the theme of this workshop. Let me conclude by thanking Excellency for your presence here. He has been absolutely supportive in all such activities. Thank you very much, the organizers, for putting together an excellent program for next 3 days, an extensive blend of virtual laboratories, lectures from Sharia experts, industrial case studies, and whole range of different activities. And together with this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely grateful for your presence here this morning. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, sir, for sharing different activities and programs of Comstech. Now I would request Mr. Akhtar Bugyo, DG Pakistan Halal Authority, to talk about some introductory activities of Pakistan Halal Authority. Mr. Akhtar Bugyo.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Shibli Farhad Saab, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhary Saab, Coordinator, Director General Comstech, Ms. Ismat Gul Saiba Khatak Saiba, Ghulam Musharraf Saab, and Mr. Ahsan from CIMIC, who is online. Respected guests, fellows, technical experts, and participants, Assalamu alaikum. I'm very thankful for all of you for inviting me, and I really feel honored being part of this event of advanced certificate course on how to establish halal products testing laboratory organized by Comstech, which is of high importance in this paradigm of global halal regime. So I would like to put some introduction about Pakistan Halal Authority. Pakistan Halal Authority was established as per the Act of the Parliament in 2016. And as a matter of fact, I would like to tell you that the on-ground establishment credit goes to the current government for taking initiative of establishing PHA halal regime. And I consider myself honored being appointed as the first Director General of Pakistan Halal Authority at the Ministry of Science and Technology in 2020. Pakistan Halal Authority is mandated to promote trade and commerce in halal articles and processes, responsible for ascertaining the halal status of the products, process, and services maintained and monitored at all time in local market, as well as products being imported and exported. Now, the vision of Pakistan Halal Authority is gateway to halal assurance. So that's what our vision is. We want our products to be accepted all over the world, and there should be no doubt or no any question on its credibility for any part of the world on our products which are certified by Pakistan. Now, as far as the halal concept is considered, so as Muslims, we are very clear on it, what halal is, what haram is. The basic issues goes with the mashbu items. I mean, where we have doubts that the product we have to assume consume is free of haram ingredients. And that is the part where this certifications, laboratories, testings, that's come in, they play their part. So to make our products credible all over the world, all we have to do is we have to create halal assurance systems, halal assurance processes, and halal assurance products. The establishment of halal accredited products testing laboratory is very important. The global market is based on the needs of preferences of 1.6 billion Muslims worldwide, and it is expected to grow as of 2030 as 2.5 billion. So now this growth of the population, it doesn't mean that it will create opportunities just being a Muslim. All we have to is we have to achieve our status and we have to grab this business. I'd like to give you example of kosher market. I mean the food with which is just as our halal products in Jews. It's called kosher. So as per the survey of Mintels and recently in US, there are only 5 to 6 million Jews in United States of America. And if you look at their business, it is about 100 billion US dollars annually. They have range of 86,000 certified kosher products on the supermarkets. Now, only 15% of those products are consumed by Jews. Out of this, 16% are Muslims. So in USA, Muslims are consuming more kosher products than halal products. Then again, the survey says that 50% of the population of US, they buy kosher because it is perceived to be healthier. 38% are vegetarians, they buy it as a vegetarian, and 24% want as a dairy-free products. So this means they have offered so many things, so many varieties. So it's not about just the kosher certification or the halal certification. It's all about what you can introduce and what you can offer and what you can explore. Pakistan can only grab this share international market by recognition of products by complying to international standards, certifications, testings, conformity assessments, accreditations, and regulations. And recently in Ministry of Science and Technology, the national quality infrastructure has been finalized. So we are on top. We are more focused on transparency and impartiality, and we are very clear on third-party laboratories system. So if we have to compete globally, we have to introduce this third-party laboratory systems. And as Pakistan Halal Authority, we have initiated a process of halal registering and recognizing halal certification bodies, local and foreign. And we have been in a process of recognizing laboratories as third party. And we have very clear directions, especially in the academias and the institutions who already have their laboratories. We are ready to provide them technical support for their upgradation, accreditation, so they can achieve the accreditation status and they can become capable of testing these products which are acceptable globally. I have seen there are so many sessions where these technical, the debates will go on, and there are so many people over there, so I won't go there. So global acceptance of laboratories and the results, which are only possible by accreditation, certification of laboratories and processes. So we have to understand, without accreditation and without global acceptance of our certificates, these halal certification exploration of business can't be done. Pakistan has an added advantage of recognition as front runner among Muslim countries and is considered as halal products producer by default. So this is really a blessing, but again, the Pakistan manufacturers, traders, and we have to focus on the quality of our products, because without achieving the quality of international standards, we cannot get this business at all. So now with this message, I would like to thank all of you for being with us and congratulate you for holding this successful event. And again, as far as students and academia, my message will again be that this halal business is going to increase as a paradigm. So I want you to focus more on like what we need and what needs we have to achieve the global certifications and global status, and how we can maintain it. Because even the issue of gaining some certification is not a real issue. The real issue is the sustainability. So we have to, as a Pakistan, we have to work on it. So thank you very much for having me over here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the mandate of PHA and different activities planned under PHA. I would request Director General INAC, Ms. Ismat Ul Khattab, for her address.
Assalamu alaikum ji. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Minister for Science and Technology, Mr. Shibli Faraz, all the honorable guests on this side and all the honorable guests on that side, and also all the honorable guests which are connected with us remotely. Welcome to this very good session. I hope this will, in the end, you will all learn a lot from it, and I hope you will receive quite a few applications for accreditation after this course, because then you would know the requirements of accreditation. Due to shortage of time, I'm not going to have a big speech or something. I'll just briefly talk about what PNAC is, Pakistan National Accreditation Council. We are the accreditation body with international recognition with ILAC, which is International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, IAF, which is International Accreditation Forum, IHAF, which is International Halal Accreditation Forum, APAC, CIMIC, we are a member of the accreditation committee in CIMIC as well. So we have international recognitions which are required for halal accreditations or halal certifications. We were the first country in the world. We were the first country in the world, I repeat, to grant halal accreditation. Before that, it was only registration and certifications, but no accreditation was awarded in the field of halal. And we are ready to award accreditations to halal testing laboratories, because halal product cannot be declared as halal by just tasting it or looking at it. You need to test it, and you need to know what is inside the biscuit, or what this beef is where it is coming from. Is there any DNA of any other prohibited meat in it? Any alcohol traces in it? So for all this, we need to have halal testing laboratories. And I hope that this training will enlighten many of you and will give you the understanding on the requirements of halal testing laboratory. There are some very critical and important requirements that will be very difficult to meet, and which we are also looking into how to facilitate the world, not just Pakistan, by having halal proficiency testing providers. Because not many are there. I think there is one in Turkey and maybe one here and there, but we haven't heard of many around the world. So we need to also look into that area, because that is one of the prerequisites in order to get accredited for halal. Regarding, actually, the Minister Saab also has an engagement, so he told me to talk very little, so I'm going to talk very little about it. And he said it in Pashto, so that's a code word there. So halal, actually, we also, PNAC is not just awarding accreditation in Pakistan. We have already started giving accreditations outside Pakistan. And in halal, we expect many applications from around the world. With my brother, Dr. Iqbal, whom I know for the last maybe 25, 30 years, very long time, when we were very young and we were in the same course, this collaboration of ours started. And now he gave me an idea, and which was also very well conceived by me or PNAC as well, that we would work together in all the Islamic countries, or those countries where there is no accreditation body, or which is not international, which doesn't have international recognition. We can provide services over there through Comstech. They will arrange do some arrangements for us, and we will go there and provide accreditation. We can provide trainings, we can develop their accreditation bodies, and then we can also initially provide accreditations over there. We've already received applications from European countries, Australia, Korea, and other countries which are non-Islamic countries. But we would want to help our Muslim brothers and sisters as well. With this, I would cut it short, and thank you very much. Hope you have a very successful training session, and hope there are lots of questions raised and they are answered satisfactorily. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request Secretary General CIMIC, His Excellency Mr. Ehsan. He'd be connected through Zoom. Over to you, Mr. Ehsan.
Thank you. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellency Professor Dr. Iqbal Chowdhury, the Coordinator General of Comstech, Mr. Akbar Kalduyo, Director General Pakistan Halal Authority, dear sister Mrs. Ismat Gul Patak, DG of FNAC, and His Excellency Shibin Faraz, Federal Minister of Sport, Science and Technology of Pakistan. Distinguished participants, dear brother and sister, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is my pleasure to join this advanced training course entitled How to Establish Halal Product Testing Laboratory. Actually, it is not easy to answer this question briefly. Yet we have to give a distinct reply considering the important role that laboratories play in conformity assessment activities. The international trade depends on the conformance testing, which determines whether a process, product, or service complies with the requirements of a specification, technical standard, or regulation. Accredited calibration laboratories, testing laboratories, medical testing labs, inspection bodies, professional testing providers, and reference material producers, all of them meet standards to regulate and harmonize their work in order to facilitate international trade and international cooperation in different fields. Halal industry is an emerging market with $2 trillion trillion size, needs special standards which cover the Islamic rules besides the other technical regulations. Since its establishment, the Standards and Metrology Institute for Islamic Countries, SIMIC, has published several standards aimed to establish a conformity assessment scheme for the purpose of facilitating exchange of materials, manufactured goods, and products among member states, beginning with the mutual recognition certificates. Last year, SIMIC has published 4 new standards related to conformity assessment area. SIMIC 33 assessment example of certification scheme for halal products. For example, SIMIC 4 conformity assessment general requirements for bodies operating certification to persons involved in halal related activities. SIMIC 35 conformity assessment general requirements for competence of laboratories performing halal testing, and SIMIC 36 general requirements for proficiency testing for halal proposals. These standards are the outcome of the hard work and effort of the experts and members from SIMIC Committee on Standards for Conformity Assessment, SIMIC CCA, and relevant license. In this training course, we will learn more about SIMIC 35, which contains the technical rules of ISO 17025, as well as the Islamic rules needed to establish halal laboratories. His Excellency, esteemed participants, in 2019, SIMIC Technical 1 established the porcine and ethanol detection working group in order to produce different laboratory methods to detect porcine and ethanol in food and cosmetic products. Actually, the majority of the speakers in this training course are the experts of the working group, in which members share their national validated methods to be adopted as OIC SIMIC standards. SIMIC will run the near future in the near and inter-laboratory validation experiment before adapting these methods as SIMIC standards. All this progress would not be achieved if only one country worked on it. And here we can see the importance of SIMIC as a common platform which merges and unites all these efforts to serve the needs of all Muslim Ummah, but not only one country. Back to training course question: how to establish halal product testing laboratory? Having summarized our activities, now we can provide an answer. We need to have common standards, which are professionally developed and by experts and all stakeholders. Alhamdulillah, we have different OIC standards published to regulate these laboratories, and several laboratory method standards will be published soon, inshallah. But more importantly, we need to commitment of laboratories to implement these common standards. In this regard, this training course provides us a great platform to share the knowledge and experience among all Muslims. So I would like to thank the organizer for giving us the opportunity to learn more about this important topic. As SIMIC, we will continue to work hard to publish the standards and the industry seeks for, and we need your cooperation and devotion in using OIC SIMIC standards for common purpose. I once again thanks for inviting us to this important training program. Thank you for your kind patience and attention. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Excellency, Professor Ehsan, for talking about different accreditation standards required for testing laboratories. Now I would request His Excellency, Mr. Shibli Faraz, Federal Minister for Science and Technology, for his welcome address.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry, Coordinator General Comstech. Professor Dr. Ehsan Awood, General Secretary General SMIIC Turkey. Mr. Akhtar Bhogio, Director General, Pakistan Halal Authority, Ms. Ismat Gul Khatak, the DG, PNAC, distinguished participants, foreign guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Well, the choice is there whether I read a written speech or I speak with you directly. I think that I will speak directly because you must be quite bored by listening to read speeches, not here but elsewhere, you see. So basically, I think that it's a great privilege for me to be here and to learn from all of you and the speakers who have just talked about the Halal Authority and the halal food and the Halal Expo and the halal concept. I think that, being a Muslim, it is our firm belief that certain Islam being according to our conviction, is a way of life. And the reason such discipline was introduced or such protocols were introduced in sacrificing the animals and first determining as to which animals are halal and which are not. This all shows that the main thrust of our religion has been not only to give a kind of the right path, but also to set standards for the humanity as to what those standards are when it comes to intake of food. We also, like word halal has become, obviously it has much larger meaning and broader meaning rather, that it comes when we talk about corruption that is not halal. Halal is that rizq-e-halal. Like risk is the earning or the food or the money you take home. It should also be halal. So doing the things in a proper lawful manner is what halal means. Now considering the market, the international market, for me, I think that is secondary. I think that what is more important is that our food intake should be healthy. And how it can be healthy when we have mechanisms where we can have the animal slaughtered in a proper way, the instrumentation, the calibration, the way the animals are sacrificed, and the laboratories which kind of have the capacity to determine as to which food is healthy and which is not. I think that it is also very important that I was talking to Chaudhry Saab, the comstech leading force, that, it is also important that, the animal should also be very healthy and the food intake of that animal should also be very healthy. Because with the current fertilizers and, all sorts of chemicals that are introduced to our, what you call genomes or? Yeah. So, we should also focus on that because it's a complete value chain. So I think that the Ministry, Science and Technology is doing its best to encourage its component units like PNAC and Halal Authority that has been recently established to create mechanisms where they can not only focus on the commercial side, but also to develop the capacity of all the laboratories, be it in the universities. Like I was again talking to Chaudhry Saab, and we were discussing that how can we extend and give training and give an increased capacity of our universities, where in their laboratories, they should also be part of this, and in order to make it more viable and make it more effective. So I think that the coming expos, halal food expos, And there is one other function that is being held in the middle of June, is the World Accreditation.
It's tomorrow.
Sorry?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. So, you know, these are being developed and these are being conducted. So we want to have our focus on that so that, you know, our food industry should flourish with healthy food. And, you know, we should, and as it has been said that, you know, the export potential is so high that, you know, we are missing out on a very big chunk of foreign exchange earnings. And, you know, we would also on the platform, from the platform of OIC, I think that OIC also, with Chaudhry Saab being there, I think you have to create that mechanism where, you know, we pool in our resources from all the brotherly countries, especially from Turkey and other brothers, so that, you know, we can, on a very collective basis, we can improve our research, improve our mechanisms, our accreditations, our, what do you call, our slaughterhouses, and so many other, anything that is related to this. So should be encouraged and should be coordinated. And I think that, you know, this has a great potential, and we would be, not only that, you know, it will earn us foreign exchange, but it will also improve the quality of food in Pakistan. So I thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope that, you know, we will be constantly in touch, and all the sections of the ministry, we are all working towards something meaningful. Now, the last thing is that I want to take this opportunity is to say that, you know, we have noticed that there's been a lot of research going on in the country for the past 70 years. Now that research, obviously, you know, we have benefited. But when you think of it, that the amount of research that has been done and the amount of application, there is a wide gap. So now we are focusing that in research for the sake of research would not be very beneficial for the socio-economic development of the country. So now we have to focus on the applied side, that research should produce results. It should bring benefit to the people of Pakistan and humanity generally. So we are going to focus, we are encouraging that. In fact, last night we had a awards meeting where we were assessing as to who deserves to be given an award, our national awards. So our main focus was that research followed by patents, followed by commercialization of patents. So we are also trying to bring in IPO in our ministry so that, you know, we are able to register and patents, and then there should be a process of evaluation and monitoring as to where our particular research is going, which priorities, which are the priority areas, which are the areas where we need to either substitute imports, whether we want to improve on the quality of the products. So, you know, we are now trying to put all this together where each and every section of our ministry is complementing each other rather than repeating things or and kind of creating that coordination with the market, with academia, so that, you know, our research and our commercial aspect and our overall scientific and technological progress should be monitored. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency, for your remarks.
Short and
We will conclude the inaugural session by thanking the Secretariat, who were very helpful in lining up all the speakers for this wonderful training course. I would also thank all the resource persons and participants who are with us for this training course. I would especially thank Dr. Musharraf, who has been very helpful to us in organizing the event, and all the comstech team who was working for the last 3 months for organizing the event. Now, I would request all the dignitaries, participants, and resource person for the tea break. I would request that we would resume the next session at 11:10, as we are a bit delayed in the program. So I would request all of you to be back by 11:10. The tea is served outside in the lobby. Our team will guide you to the lobby. Thank you, everyone.